Hello ladies, and welcome back to Thankful Thriftiness. Today I'm going to be doing a chore that I've been avoiding for quite some time. Tackling my mending basket. Mending is something women have had to do for centuries. Only in the recent years have we had the availability of clothing as much as we do to be able to just go buy something new when something rips or breaks. I still think it's an amazing skill to keep alive, and it does help save money for sure in the long run. Mending can be a daunting task, especially when you're not very familiar with sewing. So I wanted to show you just a few basic mending techniques that will go a long way. You don't have to be a professional to be able to mend your own clothes, and it really can help save money in the long haul so you don't have to buy new clothes every time a hole pops up in something. We've got 3 completely different pieces of clothing that need completely different fixes. So I thought this would be the perfect time to introduce you to the world of mending. Let me know in the comments below if you would like more of a thorough explanation or more mending tips and tricks. The basic tools you need to start mending are scissors, thread, needles, pins, and pieces of fabric for patching. We're not going to be doing any external patching today, only patches that you won't see. I just like getting plain white muslin that is very durable and you can use for patching pretty much anything. Okay, so let's dive right into it. To start with, we've got this pair of my husband's shorts with a hole in them. One tip for mending is to stitch with the same color thread as the fabric which you are working with. Unfortunately, I don't have this color thread and I don't really have time to run to the store today, and it's not imperative that the thread matches these pants, so I'm just going to sew with what I've got. I think I'm going to use brown or white. We shall see. So to mend these shorts, I'm going to make a very small patch of muslin, pin it on the underside of the shorts, and stitch in a zigzag pattern over the top to close up the hole. If you have iron-on adhesive, that's very helpful too to keep the patch sticking to the shorts. 2 things to not do in this situation. One is to sew a giant patch over the top, everyone will notice. The second is not to just put the 2 right sides of fabric together and just stitch a seam to cover it up. The problem is that will also be obvious because it will create a nice pucker, and you don't want that in your mended clothing. The good thing is there is a pocket right here, so that can help us hide it somewhat, just a little bit. It's still not going to be an amazing fix. Okay, so that's for the shorts. Now I'm going to show you how to mend stretchy material. We actually have some underclothing that split along the sides. The way we're going to mend this is we're going to use a running stitch and then a whip stitch over the top to secure it nice and tight and to almost serge the edges. Next, I'm going to show you how to darn a sock. This is kind of cool. I hardly do it because I find that it's more cost and time effective just to buy another set of socks because I use pretty cheap socks. But when you got a hole this big, sometimes it's fun. And if you have more expensive socks, you definitely want to be able to keep those around. To darn a sock, you're going to start by inserting something to hold the sock slightly stretched, because when we put on socks, they tend to stretch out a little bit. But if you sew a patch on while it's shrunk up, it's going to stay shrunk while you're stretching out the sock, and you're just going to create more holes. I have a darning egg, but there are plenty of things you can use to do this. Then, using a running stitch, go around the outside of the hole. Using the stitches you just created around the edge of the hole, create a weave on the inside, almost to create another sort of fabric. It's kind of hard to explain, so just watch this demonstration. Then tie it off, and you have a perfectly darned sock. I hope that these mending techniques are helpful to you. Again, let me know in the comments below if you'd like more of them or a more thorough explanation of them, and I'd be happy to help. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and happy mending!